You are listening to Sheep Might Fly, a podcast of serialised fiction and occasional essays written and read by Tansy Rayner Roberts. Our current original story serial is Something Frightful, a cosy fantasy about a chaotic witchy family, a gloomy gothic manor house, and the executive assistant they all need in their lives. This is Chapter 5, His Ambitions Will Doom Us All, Part 2, Open Me Carefully. Petition from the Besom and Britching Protest Committee. We, the undersigned, wish to lodge our extreme objection to the launching of a Frightful Manor Open Day under such short notice and at a most inconvenient time of year. These events have in past decades been rife with unfortunate and dangerous activities, and cannot be tolerated unless the following conditions are met. 12 signatures, noted Libby. Ah, said Horace, running his fingers over the bare wood of his desk, as if surprised to discover it was made of oak and not, as previously, a structure composed entirely of unopened mail and stray invoices. They've been recruiting. They only managed 8 for the last petition. Barely worth the stamp. Sylvie from Accounts. Friday the 14th of August, 3:45 p.m. So, I've ranked all known blights based on eligibility and hotness, and I think you should bang the one from Milan Fashion Week. He looks fun. Photos attached. From Libby. That's Silas. I actually think I would strangle him in his sleep. Also, he may be taken. Gossip? It's hard to know. He has a friend/business partner who hangs around the house a lot. They come as a pair. No one seems to know if they're a couple or not. Several members of the family have asked me what I think. You are good at people. Thanks. I'd sort of forgotten what I'm like when I'm not, working for a monster. I wouldn't say that out loud. Everyone else said it constantly. There may or may not have been a wellness check group chat at work specifically devoted to when/if you might need to be helicoptered out of Anna's office. I don't know what to say to that. To be honest, the group chat was there before you. It used to be for predicting how long her assistants would last, how many she'd get through in a calendar year, how bad a meltdown they'd have on the way out. Wow. Yeah, looking back, that is not okay of us. But then you came and stayed, wrecked the pool. Half the group chat left in year 2. They got bored. Sorry, this is making me sound pretty stalker. Am I nailing this audition to upgrade from work proximity friend to long-distance friend, or what? Libby at Minotaur No More, 11:52 p.m. That's okay. It's not completely terrible knowing someone else was paying attention. I don't think I knew how bad it really was until it was over. Is that why you would sweep in with coffee and cake whenever she was out for the day? No. Well, yes, at first, but also mostly no. That was being a friend. Duh. Oh, good job on backdating the audition. Pirouette curtsy? I'm only about an hour and a half away by car or train. Do you want to come visit the manor one weekend soon? A Sylvie from Accounts at 10:32 a.m. Yes, OMG, I may have already bought a ticket to the open day. He's released the tickets. I can't believe he did that already. I can't believe he figured out how to do that on his own. Ugh, not you. I'm happy to see you. He hasn't told the blights yet. Officially. Drama. Excellent. I won't be a bother. By the way, I know you're working that day. I can just linger and lurk in the background and remind you to stay hydrated. Don't be silly. You should stay the weekend. I'm sure we can find you a spare guest tower, or you can crash in mine. The manor is, well, you have to see it to believe it. You too can experience breakfast with the eggs. I don't know what that means, but I am here for it. BTW, is Daniel Valancer as hot in real life as he is in these shirtless pics? Attachment, attachment, attachment. Why do you have shirtless pictures of Daniel? He's not even a blight, really. He's an in-law, and very sweet. We've had some good chats. It's nice not being the only outsider. He's only been here 6 months since the wedding, so the upper girls still ignore his existence. Plus he's a netherworlder. But so many shirtless pics. You had them lined up, ready to go. How? Okay, you know he's famous, right? I mean, he's married to Gladys. I think she's the most famous of all the blights after that vodka campaign. Not everything is about the blights, Lib. You've only been out of the magazine industry for 5 minutes. Get it together. Daniel Valancer is real person famous. He was on Heart Sands and Everything I Do. He came to England to do Strictly and stayed forever. Oh, that explains the Australian accent. How far away is this open day? Clearly you need my help to course correct. You are doing living in mansion with poshos and celebs completely wrong. Save me from myself. Maybe it's because he's married. I don't see the Daniel hotness thing. You are so sweet. Or possibly so dazzled by someone else in that house you didn't notice a shirtless Australian soap star in your midst. Eyes you. He wears shirts to breakfast, and at all other times. The gardener, on the other hand, also no comment. Aha! Anonymous note addressed to the beak of Frightful Manor. Otis Blight must be stopped. His ambitions will doom us all. Some things should never be repaired. Should we worry about this one? Libby asked Horace on Monday morning, showing him an anonymous note pinned to an interview that Otis had given recently to Magical Architecture Monthly about the importance of restoring old houses. The article seemed innocuous. The note, however, used a combination of angry red ink and words cut out of newspapers to get its point across. Horace glanced up and frowned. That'll be about the labyrinth. I wouldn't worry about it. It reads like a threat, said Libby, keeping her tone neutral. Her previous boss received so many death threats they had hired a whole separate specialist assistant just to deal with them. We're used to those, said Horace. Over architecture? Last time the village of Britching came to our gates with torches and pitchforks, it was after a lengthy street signage dispute. Libby blinked. She was never quite sure with Horace. Was that a joke? He looked slightly confused. I don't know. Was it? I'll put it in the home improvement file. I would. Don't bother Otis about this. He has enough to worry about. Such as the labyrinth, Libby said, in a leading sort of way. It wasn't the first time she'd heard reference to this, but it tended to make members of the family clam up fast. Horace coughed, and took far more interest in his in-tray than seemed warranted, considering it was both empty and recently dusted. Libby took this to mean that this was not the time to discuss the long-postponed announcement to his family that the Frightful Manor open day was not only scheduled, but open for bookings, and 5 weeks away. She took the offending note to the third filing cabinet, thumbed through the files, and then, when she was sure Horace was still avoiding her gaze, slipped the note into the pocket of her cardigan. Thank you for listening to Sheep Might Fly. This podcast was recorded on Palawa land. I acknowledge and pay respect to the Tasmanian Aboriginal people as the traditional and continuing custodians of Lutruwita. Sheep Might Fly is produced and edited by Andrew Finch. You can sign up to my author newsletter for updates. Follow me on Instagram, Blue Sky, or Threads at TansyRR. And if you like this podcast, please consider supporting me at Patreon, where you can receive all kind of bonus rewards, early ebooks, and exclusive stories for a small monthly pledge. You can also listen to these very podcast episodes 2 weeks early. And the edited book of Something Frightful will be available to Patreon subscribers long before everybody else. I've recently launched the Teacup Magic Emporium at Tansy RR, my author store where you can buy signed paperbacks, merch, and more direct from the author. So check that out today, especially pay attention to the limited edition Sorcerers and Sorcery book box. I'll see you next week.